Okay, I'm going to keep going. If you guys are following, I'm going to keep going. So what is a non-fungible token? A non-fungible token is a unique asset that can be stored on the blockchain through tokenization. So let's talk about it in terms of your art. This is your artwork. This is the blockchain. When you mint a piece of artwork, minting is the process of tokenizing your art onto the blockchain. It is going to be minted with this unique number. And this unique number will forever point back to the piece of art that was established with it at that time. Okay. So this number will never be repeated, right? I just smashed some buttons to make this, but what this really will be is a cryptographic encryption that will identify the metadata of this onto blockchain. So if I want to put this piece of art on blockchain, I would take a picture of it and I would mint it, and it would get a unique number. It's non-fungible, meaning it's not cannot be copied or cannot be repeated. So it is uniquely identified, and this is what makes sure this is what is different between the blockchain and NFT market and just going online and selling a digital piece of art. Because the digital thing that I sold you over Facebook for whatever doesn't have a source product or a history. You can't look it up and see where it came from, and you can't verify that there are none other like it, or that if I make a limited number of them, that's what is in the data. So this is really, really important, because this is what's going to make all the stuff that we have in the digital world unique. Maro says, does the blockchain store the digital art, or does it keep it in a digital version locally? So the way it works right now is that the digital art goes into something called the interplanetary file system, which is in essence another blockchain, although not exactly, but it's a distributed file system. So your work gets, if you can visualize this, your work gets uploaded, all the data of it gets copied a million times and fragmented a million times and sent to everybody who's participating in the IPFS network. So I've been on the computer, I have an IPFS account, Deborah's gone and been on there. Anyone else who's been in the NFT space, like the IPFS network, the interplanetary file system, is distributed. So if my computer goes down, then the file is still up there. It's still out there. Every computer on the entire network would have to go away in order for your file to be lost. Or copyright still needed with unique digital numbers. Okay, let's talk about that, Lydia, as we get to it. But the short answer is yes, you always need a copyright, but you're not going to lose your copyright by participating in this market. All right. So another way of saying is stored on the blockchain is that the asset is designated by a token stored on the blockchain. So if I worded it in two ways to help you guys sort of understand it, but basically your work is serialized and put in a place where that serial number and that location or the data of it cannot be altered or changed or destroyed. So how do you sell this? Like, what is the point of the NFT? So I kind of touched on this. So if I were to sell a piece of digital art without the blockchain, then let's say I sell it to someone who's in this room. Let's say I sell it to Pat Virgo, and I sell it. Then when she goes to sell it, there's no history of who owned it or where it came from or what the previous price was. Nothing besides what she says it was. There's no verifiable history of where that came from. But on the blockchain, that's established. And it's tamper-proof because we know about this cryptographic number, and we know when and where it was, when and how it was minted, and then how or where it came from and where the art points to. So let me try to make that more significant. Let's say Hubble takes a photo, right? The Hubble telescope, or the new one that's 1 million miles away, the James Webb telescope, takes the most amazing photo and it mints it to blockchain. Okay, so this one photo is the original, is the signature photo that was owned by the James Webb telescope and the organization, and there's proof of that because of the wallet that minted it and where it came from. Now, someone at the same time takes a screenshot of that photo. Okay. If they try to sell that screenshot, the history of it, which is what they uploaded themselves or minted themselves or didn't mint and just tried to sell the digital, doesn't align with the actual source of the real piece of art. So they would in effect have done a forgery, but in this case, the original is provable, right? The Hubble original telescope. And that picture would have value, right? Like, let's say Hubble took a picture of a spaceship somewhere out there. That picture would be really, really valuable. And its history, being able to prove where it came from and that it's the original, that it came from this source, like the guy who hit the button is what will give that photo value. Okay. Can I get a